Is speeding. I want to welcome everyone back to the show, the Draken Station. You can find us on YouTube. We already have 3 episodes up, and they're doing surprisingly well. And if you guys have comments, you want to ask us something, you want us to chat about something, write it down in the comments. We will entertain it since we are new and we don't have too many followers yet.
And we literally will talk about anything.
Anything.
And without further ado, man, Jamie's not here today, so it's going to be a pleasure for me to introduce the man himself, Vince.
Get out of here. What's up, Joe?
Man, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you been?
Good. Before we start, let me tell the audience how I know Vince. So, I know Vince through Jason, Tim,
and Tim, right?
But my respect for you, brother, is when you took me out that one day somewhere in freaking forest.
The desert. Not the forest.
The desert.
Somewhere in the forest with a bunch of sand and no trees. And,
Big
a lot of rocks.
And check this out, man.
There's a lot of sand everywhere.
And there was a couple of his buddies, and they all had guns. And mind you, I never seen a gun in real life before, let alone an AR.
Right.
And that shit looked scary as heck. And these guys were like straight military. Vince has this like carrying case. It was crazy. But here's the cool thing. You had a good setup. It was like he had a tent. He fed us, barbecued and everything. I never forget that. And it was my first time actually shooting a freaking gun, dude.
Well, remember you were just there to shoot the video.
For sure.
And then we were like, "Do you want to shoot?"
I'm like, "Yeah."
And you were super nervous.
I was, dude. I was.
Yeah. And
Okay, who is this? Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hola.
Hello.
Basura? Trash?
Thank you.
Gracias.
Yeah, dude.
This is our guest.
Perfect
This
timing.
is our guest. Our next guest.
Our fourth guest. Gracias.
Perfecto. Gracias.
Yeah, Vince, man, it was such a good experience, man.
Yeah.
Vince is such a good dude, man. Like, anybody that takes you out, anybody that takes you out, feeds you, much respect, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, yeah.
God damn.
You know, we were just shooting a video just to get things going, have fun. Like, we weren't doing it for business or to drive revenue or anything like that. It was just fun, and let's have someone professionally shoot it.
But also, just watching you guys train, because I come to realize that just because you know how to shoot a gun, you still need practice, man.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
Right?
It's so much more goes in, like...
Just a little details.
You see people...
Vince, you got to introduce the man right here.
Oh, yeah. By the way.
Your job.
Okay, my bad. By the way, we got Tyler over here. Tyler's been my buddy for, I don't know how many years now.
I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Everything's 4 or 5 years.
Honestly, though, probably 5 years.
No, probably longer.
Maybe a little
Probably
longer.
like
I met
7,
Reggie
I think
5
7.
years ago, so you
Really?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so maybe 5
Like,
years then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
5,
Tyler,
6 years.
I met Tyler through a mutual friend of ours, Reggie and Jay, doing some training once again for another group, right, that had asked us to come in and do some training. And then the core of us, Jay, Reggie, Tyler, ended up being good friends. Tyler served in the Marine Corps. He also trains jiu-jitsu, does a little MMA.
I can see that. When I always tell people, man, just look at their ears.
Yeah. Or their face.
Or their fucking face, yeah.
Like
There's some people you just don't mess with.
crooked noses,
Like
cauliflower
if I see
ear,
cauliflower ear,
scars.
I'm not messing with that.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Which is good because I'm not that much of a tough guy, and like my jiu-jitsu
Bro.
is pretty lazy, so it's like I like having the scary looking ears
persona.
so that people won't even try it. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, if you do, I'll probably get my ass
I'm
kicked.
kind of like, dude, I'm kind of the same way, but because I'm Asian, people automatically think I know Kung Fu.
You do.
So that helps a little bit sometimes.
You do know Kung Fu.
Just go with it.
I know crazy.
Yeah. I know,
There you go.
I don't know karate, but I know crazy.
Yeah.
So Joe, how have you been? Did you already share your background on the other podcast?
You know what? You're the first to ask.
Yeah, well,
So for the people out there tuning in, my name is Joe Hang, Rockstar Joe Hang. You can call me Joe Mama. I'm an active cinematographer, born and raised here in Lincoln Heights, down the street from Boyle Heights. Pretty much content creating, man, until COVID-19 kicked in.
Yeah.
And our industry just straight shut down. And I was talking to Jimmy the other day. I was telling him, I don't see Hollywood opening anytime soon, man. Because if you're an A-list actor, with COVID around, whether you believe it or not, right? How can someone guarantee your safety?
Or
You're
not
gonna
even-
be on set.
Not even that. Directors, producers.
Yeah. How can we?
Yeah.
And I was telling Jamie, the only way I could see this happening is like, okay, we're gonna shoot a movie. This is the location. Everybody that's hired on set, we have to be put in hotel quarantine, and this is the ship we're gonna run.
Right, and on top of all that, SAG, like the union, straight up said we are not going to let people work until there's a vaccine, which is like, so you know that's coming, and you know people are going to be able to go back. Like that's crazy.
It's kind of like saying we're not going to let you work until we find a cure for AIDS.
So let me ask you this, because if you guys have heard about this, then so what are they gonna? What do the SAG members have to do? They're gonna have to show their records that show, look, I've been vaccinated.
Who knows?
Right, to work.
Yeah,
dude, I heard from the grapevine. They're gonna have something like that where we're gonna have like some credential and say like I had it but I got the antibody,
right,
or I haven't had it. But even so, man, you're gonna get tested.
So why haven't they done that with anything else like the flu or pneumonia or something? Because it's similar, right?
Because it wasn't the right time to do it.
You know, it's America.
Now's
so
the right
just capitalized on it.
Yeah, it's America. So until they find a way they can make money from it.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, Joe. Let me ask you this. So you can still do photography and you can still do stuff.
Without a doubt, man.
Yeah, for sure, right? So
without a doubt. That's my bread and butter for a long time. I did a lot of actors' headshots and lawyers, doctors, and that's how I officially met Jamie.
Right.
Oh, you were there that day.
Yeah, we did the photo shoot.
You know what I like about Jamie, man? He comes. He doesn't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm like the visual artist, right? I'm like, well, Jamie, you know, I don't want to take just a random picture of you guys. Like,
well,
let me make you guys look like Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And that's the thing I pitched them. And that day, they all came to my studio here in downtown Los Angeles. And, stuff like that, and did you like it though?
Yeah, no, I did like it.
It made you look
which shoot was that?
It was a long time ago. It was just for headshots and basically for the page and stuff.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
So they had a professional look, right? Suits, and then they had the freaking.
Yeah, those are great.
So
dude.
You know, if you're an expert and you're a professional, whenever you deal with someone else who's a professional in their field, you trust them, right? And then you don't put in your input because.
That's what smart people do.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what smart people do.
It's like trust the professional. That's what you're paying them to do.
For sure.
It's just like when we went in shooting.
Yeah.
I was asking. I don't remember a lot, but I remember I was asking you like, what is better for you with the lighting and stuff like that?
Correct.
And you were like, well, yeah, this is what we can do. It's better that no one has flashlights because it's gonna fuck up the lighting with the cameras, et cetera, et cetera. And I remember that. It's like, why not trust the person that's been doing this?
Look, at the end of the day, the pros want to do a good job for you.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So why do we gonna step on their line? Like let them do their job, man. That's what they get paid to do.
That happens way too much though. People stepping on each other. Like they hire someone or they work with someone to do something.
Yeah.
And then they try to do their input and this is how I want it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's cool to give somebody a vision, like a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Right. Here's my vision. Right. The tattoo artist, you gotta trust them.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't look like what you wanted or what you thought in your head, but it looks way better. You're like, oh, that's dope. Right.
And sometimes that's where the money comes in.
Yeah.
Some people are worth that dollar, right, Tyler?
Yes, absolutely.
Like every cent. And then some people, you want to cut corners. Look, can you just, can I do for $50? I know a guy. I'm we all know a guy, and he doesn't show up.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna in every industry. You are gonna get what you paid for. In every industry. So it's like if you want good security and you're only paying $10 an hour, you're getting shit security.
So everyone here knows. If I ever get like Superman famous, this is the crew, man.
Yeah.
Like I want friends that can protect me.
We all have
because I'm not a fighter, bro.
We all have our core circle of friends. We all stick together, right? You've always been our content guy, our video guy, our photography guy, right? Anytime we need anything, we always came to you. So we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, vice versa.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Vice versa. Everybody has their zombie apocalypse team.
Yeah.
Right? It's like handpicked. Like, all right, this is this guy, this is this guy, this is
Dude,
this guy.
I was telling Jamie the other day, I'll never forget the day Vince really taught me how to shoot a gun, dude.
I mean, I'm glad I make that impact. I'm glad I made that impact.
But just the education you learn.
Right.
Like I thought I was gonna go there, see these guys do their thing, but there's a lot of psychology that goes behind that thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
I remember
more mental.
Who's that? The big black dude. He was solid too, man. Like,
Jay.
Yeah,
that's Jay.
Talking about Jay.
He was talking about. Remember when we were doing the night?
Yeah.
The shot, and he was talking about when you flash your light and you can see them, they can see you. I never forgot that, dude. I'm like, dude, he's freaking totally right.
Well, that's why you see a lot of. I don't know how. I'm not gonna endorse any sort of technique, right? But that's why a lot of other people have endorsed shining your light here and shooting from here or whatever to distract the person, because when you do shine that light on somebody, you know, they're gonna know that
they're shooting at the light. Your automatic response as a human being is gonna be, oh, that's the light. Bah.
But can you imagine a person like me have no clue,
right?
And sometimes it makes too much sense, but until someone tells you,
it's
you're
just
like,
the little details that
right.
like sometimes you see in movies, and it's a lot more difficult than what people think it is.
Talking about movies, let me ask you guys something. when people are shooting guns, are you like, that's bullshit, he doesn't have that much bullet in the clips?
No, well,
sometimes.
Or do you look at how he holds it?
You know what?
We look at everything.
It honestly,
do you know?
But it honestly depends on, I guess, where you're at when you go in watching the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll nitpick stuff, and sometimes I want to just be like, it's fucking.
It's like at the end of the day, I don't care. But it's always running. Like you're watching tactics, you're watching uniforms, you're watching different, and you're like, nope.
Right.
I'm the same way, dude.
But you also don't want to be that dude that's anal and just like, I would never do that.
I know, dude.
Because
it takes away the.
Because you never know.
You never know.
Right? Because someone uses a particular tactic, and you're saying that's never been used, and that's never possible, and it's not efficient. You would never know because you're not there.
You're not there.
So even in movies, when people are like, "Well, that's not how you stack on a door," dude.
Yeah.
Dude, if they got in the if somebody stacked in a door that way, they got in the room and they cleared the room and they were effective, who the fuck cares?
Right.
Right. Don't worry about that tactic. Also, there's militaries all over the world that fucking get the job done, that do things different ways. Right? So just because you did it a certain way and you were trained a certain way, don't be anal and retentive on that shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People do shit different ways, they still get the fucking job done.
For sure.
Right. More than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Plain and simple.
So, when are we going to do that desert thing again, dude? I want to feel...
We are planning to do one in 2 weeks.
Within the month, so within the
weeks.
month, I'm actually setting up, and you can get in on this, and if we have any listeners or viewers who would like to fucking come, you can hit us up on Instagram or YouTube or whatever.
And I'll put the links below. I'll put the links below.
Yeah.
It's going to be a full day course overnight thing with a bunch of guys from my old church. It started out as like, all right, we want to get these guys like not proficient, but like used to handling weapons, used to getting like medical. We're gonna give like a medical quick and easy. Like here's how to pack a bullet.
Combat
here's how to
casualty
pack
care.
Can I ask you guys something? How do you guys feel about, let's say, every American learning how to shoot a gun?
I'm not for it. Just because every American may not be.
Do you think? I guess my question is, do you think we should have some like training, like at least to know how to use it? For example, if something happened, you threw me a gun, I don't know what the hell to do with it.
No, good, no, because that may not be your preference. Like for example, I mean, not everybody is meant.
That's fair.
For combat, for battle, for war, for conflict, right? So the person that's against guns, or like, for lack of a better term, the hipster, that's like, I'm against guns.
Yeah.
Cool, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's cool.
It shouldn't be a mandatory thing. I'll say that. It shouldn't be like driver's ed, where, you hit 15, 16, you have to do driver's ed because eventually you're going to own a car, or maybe even if you don't have a car, like, it's still good to know how to drive a car. So we're going to teach you.
One
gun
thing,
is different.
One thing I always talk about, and it doesn't matter what topic, right? You always got the far end of the spectrum of the left and the far spectrum of the right.
Right.
And I feel like the smart people like yourself, because you're here about choices.
Right.
You're not here to take away anything, but it has to be within reason.
Right.
And some people, they're too far left, like, oh no, we want to ban all guns. I mean, like, what are you gonna do when Mexico decides to attack one day?
Well, listen, if somehow globally we were all in a place where peace worldwide, like, everybody's singing like the old Coca-Cola commercials or whatever, right? Fine, dude. That's cool, but it's not like that, right? So,
exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Facts are the facts.
Facts are the facts.
There are different countries in the world. We're not just one big world.
It's not even different
There are different countries.
Different people.
There are different people. There are different cultures. There are organizations that just want to fucking kill people. There are organizations that just want to save people. We're all different.
Right.
So to think that some magical utopia is going to happen, and like, I would 100% give up all my guns if I had a guarantee that nobody would ever get shot out of anything but self-defense.
Right. But that
I would give up my
never
gun.
gonna happen.
But there's no fucking way that's ever
No,
gonna
because
happen.
there's always that one lunatic that wants to do.
Well, look, dude. It's even in these other countries where guns are banned or guns are restricted to very select individuals. Mm-hmm. People are still getting their hands on guns, or they're still getting their hands on machetes. They're running through crowds with trucks. Like,
planting bombs, fucking hitting
evil
people.
Is still gonna,
more
evil
people
still
are
gonna
killed.
exist, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want to defend yourself against evil? Do you want to have the higher ground, or do you want to be on a level playing field? If in combat,
worst scenario, level playing field.
Yeah.
Worst scenario.
No,
worst scenario. You never want to be on a level. Fuck that.
Well,
this is not going to be a fair fight. You come at me with your fists into my house and shoot me.
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to have likely you want to go into a fight having the advantage. Right?
Correct.
So like you and I get into a fight, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, well, I want to go into this fight. If I don't have a gun, I want to know martial arts, or I want to know. You want to have a different playing field, right?
Yeah.
So who wants to go? Nobody wants to go into a fight with a level playing field, because then there's a 50-50 chance that you can lose, right? And is that worth you losing your life because this guy wants to do bad to you, for your family, your kids, your loved ones, right? So you want to have the advantage, right? Uh-huh. A lot of times, what happens now is these states and these other, everybody gives the criminal the advantage, right? So they give them, no one's going to tell them to like, oh yeah, you can't have 30 rounds in that gun, right? Yeah. But we have to have 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Right. So and the criminal thinks the way we do. They want to have the unfair advantage, right? So does usually when like a home invasion, right? Is it one guy?
No.
It's like usually 3 or 4 guys, right? So they think the same way that somebody that knows about combat or knows about conflict or whatever the case be, they think the same way, right? They want to have the overpower. Yeah. They want to overpower the individual. They want to have the advantage, right?
They're not going to take their chances.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to take my chances mugging you. Like, oh shit, if you know fucking Krav Maga or Jiu-Jitsu, whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to take my chances running up on you without a weapon. Right. So they're going to have an eye for a gun.
Right.
So now you're fucked.
So
it's like all my jiu-jitsu goes to shit if someone pulls a gun on me.
Oh, 100%.
So it's not even where you want to have. It's not even where we're trying to have an unfair advantage. We're just because if a guy comes out with you with the gun, right, with a 17-round mag or 18-round mag, right, you're just trying to have an even playing field.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're like, dude,
I already lost by thinking like that. I
want to have a gun that has 17 rounds too, because that, or whatever the capacity is,
correct,
right? Because that guy's already doing it. So what else can you do? You can't walk around with an AR-15 and with 30 rounds, right?
No.
So you're not having the advantage. We're just trying to even the playing field.
Yeah.
Right. There's a limit to where we're like, well, we want to have the advantage. Well, like, settle down, bro. You're not gonna walk around with a machine gun. Right, just in case someone robs you with a Glock, right? With a 17
for sure.
But you want to just even the playing field, and who the powers that may be don't even want to let us even the playing field, right? So how does that make any sense, right? Think about it.
In our great state of California, it's just all bullshit. Period. When it comes to having a gun.
Well, most the powers that may be in California, it seems like most of the time they don't know about guns. Mm-hmm. Right, so they make some, like, for example, the fin on the grip, right?
Yeah,
that makes the weapon more unsafe, right? Because you can't grip it, so it's like flopping around. You can't get a good piece of contact with all your whole hand, right?
And on that note, they did all this work to make California legal AR-15. We're just going to use AR-15s for example. We're going to make this California legal AR-15. It doesn't have a regular mag release because it has a pistol grip,
right?
And it has this. Oh, you can't have a pistol grip anymore. Well, now guess the fuck what? I can go back to having a regular mag release because there's no pistol grip.
So now
you just reversed everything that you worked so hard for because it was so dangerous.
Right.
And now that we put this magic fin on the handle and it's not a pistol grip, it's not an assault weapon anymore. Now it's all gun
makes
shit.
it harder
so
to
it's
shoot.
Like,
it also makes responsible gun owners almost shoot themselves in the foot because they can't handle the weapon properly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too. Here's the reverse spectrum of that, right? Think about this, right? So all gun owners, like we talked about on the far extreme, right? What do? They shoot themselves in the foot. not literally, but hypothetically, because, or metaphorically speaking, because what do? As soon as someone comes out with a new law, they go, well, this is how we're going to go around it. Mm-hmm. Right? So and they tell everybody, right? This is all we gotta do. And I don't know why I'm going with the redneck voice, but it just seems so appropriate, right? It's like, well, all we gotta do is do this, and then we just skirt your law. And then they go, okay, so then we'll just change the law. We'll just add an addendum in this, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just a constant war, and then it just gets retarded at some point, right?
Yeah. But it also ends up doing nothing.
Nothing.
So it's like, we make this rule. Okay, we circumvent that rule.
Right.
All right, now we're going to make it this.
Right.
Okay, well,
It was
that
like
just
with
got
the
us
bullet
back to square one.
Exactly, like with the bullet button.
So, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
You're just making arbitrary bullshit laws based on feelings and, like, people screaming. People are outraged about this and that. And they're
And
like,
it all comes down to
I feel
votes.
like this. And you're
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
oh, okay, fine.
The people feel like this. Let's do this, and we'll get their votes later.
Yeah, it's not like they're saving any lives with any of this.
Right.
Any of this.
Right.
No.
It's not stopping anybody from going out and shooting
Right.
someone.
And speaking of that, right? Good old-fashioned police work or good old-fashioned investigative work is what stops it, right?
Correct.
Right. So like what people did back in the day is like they investigate a person, they watch a person, and they go, this person might be a threat, right? And that's what actually stops actually the threat. And relative to security work, when I was just having this conversation with somebody, is everybody wants to go to the executive protection courses, and they see the shooting part, right, where they have the principal, right, and shooting happens, and they push them back, and then they take the shots and stuff like that. But they don't realize that 90% of the work first of all, you don't want to ever get there, right? Because you failed at your job,
Right.
essentially.
Correct.
Right. 90% of the course is actually advanced planning, so that doesn't happen, right? So you do counterintelligence, you do counter surveillance on whatever you think is a threat. You do advances on locations where you're going to go, routes, primary, secondary, tertiary routes, etc. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
And that's what really stops the violence, right? Or the actual threat.
Yeah, the sexy doesn't stop the violence.
Yeah, the cool stuff that you...
Sexy doesn't stop
Dude,
violence.
because
Fucking nerd shit stops violence. Like, that building is 5 stories, but that one's 6, and it has this window here, and we're gonna be here. Like, that's the shit that's gonna stop your client from getting
Right.
shot.
And
not, I'm Billy Badass fucking Rambo, and I can pull out my gun and put 10 rounds in the center mass. Like,
in 3 seconds.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
you're going to be getting shot at.
You for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. I'd rather do.
Let's see what happens when you're
5
getting
days of
shot
planning.
at.
Exactly. I want to do 5-10 days of planning, know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going, what the
This is why I love you guys,
plan
man,
is.
because I know whoever hires you guys, this is the best it gets, man, because just hanging around with Jamie and Tyler just met you today, but just,
Yeah, buddy.
just your knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're right. You can't be like this musclehead and think that's enough.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Well-
know what I mean? And your brain's got to kick in.
Well, it's just like
strategize.
Think about fighters. You see these different levels of fighters. All the champions are like GSP, who's like borderline autistic.
Right.
These fucking intelligent guys that have a good fight IQ, that have played the game right. And then you have the juice heads that are like, yeah, they're on the prelims and
Yeah.
they beat the shit out of people and just
Right.
scream and yell, and they're never gonna make it to that top level.
Well, then someone throws some actual tactics.
Exactly.
They're playing
Someone
a game
does
of
some.
chess with
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And then
It's
they
like
don't
they
know how to-
slow
they
their
don't know how to
game down.
respond.
They kill their game and they don't have an answer.
Because the good fighters are going to watch tape and they're going to be like, I'm going to use this strategy on this
Yeah,
homie.
but honestly, all fighters watch tape.
Okay.
So even like that's something that just their coaches or their corner may make them do.
Okay.
Right. So even all fighters, not even the not so I guess
even like me, the shitty
not
ones.
in the game, like just not a tactician, right? They're gonna still watch tapes of their fighters or whoever they're going against.
But you
or
know
whatever the
what?
case may be.
Even though we watch tape, and I'm just comparing to basketball, I could watch tape, but when you play, like I seen this guy's moves, but he'll still put it on you, man.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
of
just because you
course.
watch a ton of
Right.
tape, you know a lot about that.
It's not necessarily going to translate.
Correct.
It's not
Can
going
you
to
stop
translate.
it?
Yeah,
Right.
well, some of it has to do with just physical ability
Correct.
and talent, right?
Yeah.
So you have you get the perfect combination, right? So yeah, some guy could just be like, dude, pick apart a fighter from watching a tape, but he can't go in there and apply or even break down the fighter might just be too fast, too strong, right? So okay, you can know exactly what he's gonna do. But if you can't stop it because you're not fast enough or strong enough.
I mean, it happens with Conor. Like, Conor and Eddie Alvarez is a perfect example, where he's like, I got this guy. I fought guys like this. And then he gets hit once and he's like, that shit was way harder and way faster than it looked like on tape and then anybody I've ever talked to.
What did Tyson say? Didn't Mike Tyson say something?
Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Fuck
right?
yeah, dude.
100%. Dude.
Fucking 100%.
Which is, it is. It is what that is.
Right? 100%, dude. I mean, like, I think I'm the only person that's been in the cage, but
for all the UFC fans out there, do you remember when GSP fought Matt Serra?
Yeah.
And he hit him with that heavy, and he couldn't recover, dude.
Right.
Yep.
It just got him.
Yep.
And he couldn't recover.
Yeah, dude. Once you get hit in the chin,
yeah.
you
That's all it takes. That's all it takes, dude. That's all it takes.
But then the second rematch, I mean.
And guess what? He didn't get hit in the fucking head. So like, there's the answer. He like, didn't get hit. He whooped his ass.
What's the threat? How do I stop that threat? Right.
Yeah.
Don't get hit in the head. Do not get hit in the face. Go for takedowns. Right. Smother. GSP's known for like smothering, like Couture. Yeah. Couture smothers the shit out of people.
Okay, so
and then GSP was different for the rest of his career. It was unstoppable for the rest of his career.
Right.
So, who's your guy in UFC, man? Like.
I don't necessarily have anybody, man.
Who do you like? There's not one that you just like.
I mean, I obviously GSP's retired, but I like GSP. I do like brawlers, but then I do like the tacticians. So I don't really have anybody, you know, because the brawlers always have heart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And exactly. They'll just go for it, right?
Yeah.
But the tacticians, right? They'll pick people apart, right? So, I mean, I don't necessarily have anybody, and I'm old school UFC. I don't like now. There's so many.
You're
fighters.
old school.
Yeah,
I'm old school. Man. I don't even know their names, dude.
There's so many fighters now, dude. It's like it's hard to keep track now. Yeah,
it's because they're just pumping out these fights and.
Well, yeah, for a while it was like fucking every week,
Yeah,
every
dude.
weekend there was a UFC. Like
it's a new
which
champion.
I love.
It's a new
great,
champion.
but
I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know any.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old school, like freaking the Iceman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
GSP,
dude, man.
you know, BJ Penn.
Well,
those are like my guys.
That's still the golden. It's like the golden era,
right?
You know,
well, that's when you had guys that really, really excelled for whatever reason, right? And the level, the playing field was a lot different, right? You had some guys that just were way above in the playing field, and then there was some guys just way down.
Well, it's also like at that time everybody was a specialist in something. So it was like a jiu-jitsu guy who learned some boxing and whatever, a Muay Thai guy who learned some wrestling, a fucking boxer who learned some foundation. Right? They all had a base. Now it's they've been training in MMA since they were 8.
Right.
Like they've been doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, Taekwondo, all of it.
So they know how to
strength
stop
and
takedowns.
conditioning. So it's like, this guy likes to knock people out with his hands, but try to fucking take them down.
Right.
You know, like
And
he's not
some
gonna
ground
let you.
game.
Yeah.
Right. But
Justin
he likes
Gaethje.
to knock people out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Justin Gaethje.
So the
world class
playing
wrestler.
field has gone from like these guys up here and these guys up here to like right here.
Because I remember like the early UFCs, styles, right? Like just
Styles
like,
make fights, yeah.
Those were awesome, dude.
It was just
by the
old
way.
school.
I
Like
think
the
everybody agrees that those
Taekwondo
were
guy
awesome.
came in.
Yeah.
And then
dude.
a dude Horace Gracie comes in, jiu-jitsu,
Right.
fucks everybody up.
Right.
Because his mentality was like, can he fight on the ground?
Right.
And he just took everybody down.
Right.
Did the business.
That's when jiu-jitsu was like, it was still a fucking superpower.
Right.
Yeah.
At least in MMA.
Head and
I would have
shoulders.
loved to see like an Olympic wrestler, like a legit Olympic wrestler, go to head to head with jiu-jitsu back then, right?
I don't. Yeah.
It's like
I mean, like Mark Coleman. Mark
Right.
Coleman, I think he was an Olympian.
he was an Olympian,
But he never fought, he never fought Horace Gracie.
right? That's what I'm saying. I
'Cause
would
he
love.
would've
I would have
fucking
loved to see.
beat the shit out of him because he's 250 pounds.
Try to take him down, right? And he would have pulled guard, like Gracie would have pulled guard or something. He would just like
He
ground
just
and
picked
pound.
him up and slammed him.
Something crazy. I would have loved to see that back at the time. But you got guys like with like one boxing glove on one hand.
Dude, Art Jimerson, shout out. Art Jimerson trains out in Pasadena.
back then was the Wild Wild West, dude. Anything
I mean,
goes.
but you're doing the best that you know based on what you have, the information you have, right?
Correct,
Which is what all you can do at that time, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
one of those first UFCs, it was like, it might have been the UFC 7 or it was 1 through 10. One of those between 1 and 10. The Gary Goodrich when he crucifixed the guy. It's still the most brutal KO ever.
Yeah.
Crucifix the dude and then starts throwing fucking elbows into the side of his head. The guy's out. And he still gets 7 more. Just
he's locked in place. He's like, where is he gonna
and
go?
Big John's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember like K1 where like if the guy's on the floor, you can still him in the face.
Soccer
dude.
kicks. Hell
Holy crap,
Hell
man.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I always tell my friends, I said, dude, I will take a punch, an elbow, never a kick or a knee.
Well, you got all that force coming.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that business, dude.
I would rather get punched in the face and kicked in the leg.
Oh,
for sure.
Dude.
Did you see that recent
Punch
video
in the face over kick
where that
in
guy
the leg
does
all
a
day.
kick, but the guy that does a kick actually breaks his leg, the shin, and it's like
Yeah.
It's like out
You
here.
talking about the
Seen
spider?
a couple of those.
no, it wasn't Spider. It wasn't. It was a new one, dude. Yeah.
Oh, there's a new one?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. He just
Bro.
fell to the ground. His fucking leg
dude.
was like just retarded.
You know,
dude.
without the bones, our body's like spaghetti.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's crazy, right? You're like, it's just like, oh
We're
my
just
God.
Yeah, we're just
Meat.
mass.
Fucking meat sacks, dude.
Oh man, it's just so bad.
Well, it's just one bad aim of a kick. If you hit bone to bone on shin, right? So when you do
Shin
a
to
Muay Thai
shin.
kick, yeah,
Worst pain I've ever felt in my
for
life.
sure, dude. Oh.
Or like shin on rock or shin on tree, whatever it is.
Right.
Like getting cracked in the shins is like,
Yeah,
oh,
it sucks,
I want to
dude.
throw up.
And you remember like the old days in Muay Thai when you were supposed to like get hit with like the bamboo.
Oh yeah.
Shins, dude. I
Fucking
remember those
rolling
old-
that shit.
Yeah,
I was rolling broomsticks on my shins. Like,
But that's why
gotta
that's
get
why the Muay
tough.
Thai guys, their shin don't break because they build all that calcium.
Not
right?
only that, they know how to kick that shit. You can't just kick it lateral and just because
Yeah.
your leg's just gonna go.
Yeah.
Well, they've also been doing it. So like you think
They got all that
most
calcium.
Muay Thai, like a pro Muay Thai fighter who's 22, 23 years old, has been training since he was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning their shins. So you can condition your bones. Like it'll be your bones like this, and then you just build up fucking calcium
Yeah.
and scar tissue and all
Correct.
this shit. And
'Cause-
by the end of it, your bone is that thick.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You're
it's like
fracturing it.
you
little
can kick the edge of the
fractures
table,
after
and it's like
fractures.
well, whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's guys that just go through two bats.
Right.
Like, all right, cool. Just shin through the bat.
Right.
Did
Fuck
you guys
that,
see
dude.
Did you guys
all
see this?
that.
It's weird. It's like having one of those extreme talents.
Dude, did you
And
guys?
you're like, well, what are you gonna do with that later?
There's this one
when you're not
there's this
fighting
one
anymore.
Asian guy. There's this one.
Ha!
There's this one Asian guy on YouTube, man. This freaking Chinese dude, fucking kicking like a wrench.
Oh,
wrench.
the
Oh,
guy that
I've
just
seen
breaks
Yeah,
shit.
the
He just
ball-
fucking like squeezes
What?
shit.
I'm
rips
thinking like,
fucking
what kind of
pineapples
rice
apart and
do you
shit.
fucking eat?
Wait. He was kicking a wrench.
Dude, a wrench,
Dude, he's like broke. Yeah, like
He's bending
metal
it?
poles,
rocks. Like
Yeah.
he would like
like elbows to
rock,
rocks,
and it
fucking
breaks.
chopping rocks in
know
half.
what I'm
and
talking
shit.
about,
Yeah,
right?
I know exactly
I'm
what
like,
you're talking
what
about.
what
Dude,
kind
he
of
did
rice is
one
this
where
guy
he's
eating,
like,
dude?
he's
No,
like zip
seriously.
tied. His arms are zip tied, like
And he
like
breaks it.
40,
Oh, I saw
40
the
zip ties,
I saw
and he
the
goes,
zip tie one.
"Bah!"
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
the guy you're
this
talking about.
motherfucker
Okay.
Yeah.
is like,
He's just like
what the hell, dude?
hard,
I mean,
dude.
wait till he turns 40, dude.
Yeah, hard body.
Wait
Dude, wait till he turns fucking 30.
Everything's gonna hurt.
Tyler, when you said we kicked the wrench, like I felt my shins hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Wait till he turns 40. Everything's gonna fucking hurt. Dude. He's probably like 30
Dude,
right
my
now.
shit already. I threw out my back twice in quarantine. Twice. 2 days in.
No,
2 days
let's
in,
talk
I
about
sat on the.
before quarantine.
Dude, yeah.
You've
Before
thrown out- you've
quarantine,
thrown out your back like 4 or 5 times.
33 years old. I've been unable to walk at least 7 times in my life. At 33, like what the fuck, dude?
It's like I can't come to work. So he's like, I can't even stand up straight. That's
Yeah,
how,
man.
dude. That's how it is with my hip, dude. Because I'll just like pop it back in place and shit.
Dude, my everything.
look, I'm 38, so we're clear, and you're right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like things break easier, dude.
Well, not only
It
does it
just
break
breaks
easy,
easier,
you
dude.
wake up and you're like, oh, that's gonna hurt today. Okay, cool. You just like some days it doesn't hurt, but some days it does, and you're just like, okay. it's gonna hurt.
Shit, it was down there yesterday.
Dude,
Fuck,
yeah.
how to get up there?
And it's always the time when it's like the weather's cold. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Dude, that's
When
real,
when
bro.
it's humid,
That's real,
When it's
dude.
humid or it's raining, you're like,
Ah,
oh,
fuck, it's gonna rain.
my bones.
My hip's telling me.
And we used to make fun of like our grandfathers.
For sure.
And our grandparents.
Still do.
Yeah, still do.
Dude, I'll still make fun of a
But-
fucking old guy, realizing
Yeah, the
like
bones
you're
are creaking.
there,
Yeah.
you're there
You
right
get-
now.
And then you're wondering why they like take like 5 minutes to get out of bed. So it's just like,
Dude, I make old man sounds every time I bend over. I like drop something at work and I go to pick it up and it's like, yeah.
Everyone's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? You know what's funny is that people that have not done anything physical in their life, they don't understand, right? Like they just like kind of like just went through life
do you
skating,
mean?
didn't do any like sports,
Yeah.
running, hiking, literally nothing. They're like, what's wrong with? But here's the funny thing is that when they actually do something physical, they injure themselves because they've never done anything physical in their lives, and they're like, I can't go to work. I got a workers' comp. Like, well, you should have done, all of a sudden your back hurts because you picked up a box that was like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
But there's also a way to pick up the box.
Right. Yes.
But what we're saying is like...
But they're also... Yeah, exactly.
The first injury you ever have is at 30 years old. Because you never played sports,
Nothing.
you never did shit in your life, and at 30 you go like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Whereas like us, I throw out my back and I'm like, I can't walk, and 2 days later I'm like,
piggybacking.
All right, let's fucking try to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Piggybacking.
I'm used to this.
Piggybacking to what you guys said, dude. My nephew, dude, he's like 8. He doesn't know how to ride a bike, dude.
Yeah.
The kids these days, man, they don't know. Dude, but they'll work the heck out of the iPhone, dude.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dude,
But
you gotta
they'll
fucking force that,
dude.
They'll for sure school us on
Yeah,
phones.
but the guy doesn't know how to ride a bike, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like to go outside and play.
I have one of my best friends. He has 3 little kids. He has a 7, a 4, and a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been taking them camping. Bought them quads, so it's like we're forcing that shit into them. Like, you need to be outdoors.
Yeah,
You're not gonna sit on your fucking iPad and watch movies. As much if you want to cry about it while we're camping, I'll throw you in the river.
Yeah,
like, and they love it. It's like they want to build fires. They
do.
want to go on hikes. They want to go
that's
down to
fun,
the river.
man.
No,
they want to like learn how. Oh, I can wash my face with sand. Like, I can wash my hands with sand in the river, and like all these little tricks that like being a human is.
That we
got to learn.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have fucking iPads and cell phones when
since
we were
caveman
growing up,
days.
right? So you're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
We grew up playing in the dirt. We grew up drinking out of the fucking water hose.
You want to hear something funny, dude? So I watch a YouTube channel and I saw this guy. I love nature stuff where they teach you how to do shit.
Right.
Anyways, he was rubbing sticks and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that shit. Fuck. I mean, long story short, I didn't make a fire.
You're rubbing those sticks for like 35 minutes.
Dude, it's
do
fucking
shit.
hard, man.
It's fucking
it's
hard,
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it makes you fucking
hard.
like people.
I would die.
Well, also,
I would die, man.
Also, were the sticks dry? Like, you have to know,
dude,
just like we were talking about the shooting, right?
Yeah.
You have to know the little details, right?
Yeah.
What type of sticks was it dry, right? Did you have some tinder in between those two sticks, or if you're doing a both?
Yeah. Did you have some dry
whatever you're doing?
Sap, anything to like.
Right.
Dude, people want to talk shit. It makes me so, and I do it too. But it's like, ooh, like the caveman, you know, like these cavemen were fucking stupid. They were so much fucking smarter than us.
Yeah, dude.
Like, they came up with all this shit,
bro. They had to figure out what not to eat.
Fire,
yeah,
like, exactly.
Plants.
No. Check it out. Thousands of years of dumbass cavemen.
I talk about this all the time. So back in the day, let's say year 1, like if you were royalty, you had that one dude. He just samples shit, and if he doesn't die, like that was his job. My job is to sample food. If I don't die,
I don't think they did it like that. I think they were just in a group.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's try these berries. And then a couple people, because they tasted good, right?
Yeah.
And the next day they were fucking dead. They're like, well, we can't eat those fucking berries
and
anymore.
then the knowledge just grew.
Exactly.
Or even like you lucked out, you ate a blueberry, right?
Versus,
and you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude, let's find some more of that. Oh, that one looks cool too.
Right.
And it's like, oh, what happened?
They look just like the other one.
Yeah. Dude, guys, we don't eat that berry.
Like how many? Exactly.
Well,
and that's like,
why
and now we're here in a fucking office.
That's why shaman back in the day, or like the medicine man or whatever back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about way back in. They were so respected.
Yeah.
Because they actually retain that knowledge of, hey, don't eat this berry.
Yeah.
You can smoke this. You can't smoke that.
No.
You know, and
this will make you feel better. This will make you feel worse.
Exactly.
This will make you delirious. Like all
like
that
herbal
shit.
medicine,
they knew all
whatever
that
they call
shit,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Until
yeah.
I mean, it's recent too.
Right.
Like until we started writing shit down and like
Right. That
actually
one person
advancing.
had all the
like
knowledge.
people were still living in fucking huts 1,000 years ago.
Back then, they were passing on the knowledge, and I don't know if it's true, but through songs.
Yeah.
They would sing hymns or whatever.
Stories, songs,
like
stories.
It's like Greek mythology.
Correct.
They're teaching lessons through.
Correct.
I think that a lot of, well, not to get into religion, but I think a lot of religion is.
Let's fucking go, bro.
Yeah.
We don't have to
Go
keep
ahead.
it at an hour.
They develop these stories to teach religion.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, sorry, religion. They were teach these lessons.
Yeah,
to
to teach lessons.
Like, don't be an asshole, basically, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Don't fucking slap somebody in the face. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Right. Don't fuck some other guy's wife.
Correct.
Right. It's not cool.
It's not cool.
Right. Like all these things, or so and so came to Earth and slept with this person, and then made this God, half man. But then it ended up bad in some way or another. They were all to teach lessons, right? To people, right? I think that's like the majority of what religion is. Teaching people how not to be an asshole.
Correct.
Right?
Dude, I was having this conversation last night
Oh.
with a group of people who I'd never met, but they were all like, we were at this party, and I was talking to them. Yeah,
You went
we
to
were
a
at
party last night?
Yeah, we were at a fucking party
Were you
last night
guys, like,
during
6 feet away
COVID.
from each
Fuck
other?
no, we weren't 6 feet away. We were sitting. It was actually. I got a little drunk. It was my buddy's 11th sober birthday.
Nice.
It was like
and you got drunk on his.
Oh
sober
yeah,
birthday.
fuck yeah, dude. Everybody got drunk except for him and like 3 of his sober friends.
Nice.
But no, we had this conversation, like, and I was trying to explain that the Bible, take everything mystic, everything like God, Jesus being from, like the Son of God, take all that shit out of the Bible and just read the lessons and like
context.
the rules, the content, right?
Correct.
And it's like, oh, don't be a fucking asshole, listen to your parents, don't do bad business, like, it's just this guidebook that people want to complain that the Bible was written over 1,000 years and like, blah.
It's still teaching
exactly,
but it's still teaching good lessons.
No, but that's the point.
Right.
It took 1,000 years for them to go, hey, this is all the good shit.
Right.
Humans in the future, here it is.
Even the stories where
exactly.
like there's the towns where like they're doing a bunch of debauchery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then God's like, I'm gonna wipe this whole town out.
And so take God out of it, and it's like, oh, we're doing a bunch of debauchery, and now the fucking government comes in and decides like, oh, this needs to stop.
Right.
Or like
A higher
whatever
power,
it is.
a higher power.
Whatever it is,
just
it's
means
like,
don't fucking go too crazy with everything.
Look at the
You know
raw
what's so funny?
content.
All fucking religion, right? The foundation, like you guys talk about,
Right.
That's all the same.
It is.
It's all, the core.
Most religions. Most religions.
Yeah, but the core.
Right.
Be good to you.
Except for like some extreme religions.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for sure.
most religions.
The
Buddhism,
core,
Taoism.
the core.
All the
Hinduism.
hard, the good, like the solid,
Christian,
accepted
correct.
religion.
Correct.
Right. It's like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Dude,
That's all it is.
Chill the fuck out. Be nice to each other.
I grew up Buddhist, right?
Life will be good.
And then I became a Christian. And then now I'm back like spiritual now.
Right.
But I love everybody. I have friends from
Hell yeah, spirituality, bro.
But here's the thing. I love everybody. I respect everybody. The reason why and I never have problems because I don't put it on you.
Right.
I'm not sending you to hell.
Right.
Yo, Vince, you're going to hell, dude.
Oh, yeah. Or if I have a particular thought about something, you're like, oh, you're damned.
Yeah.
Relax.
Like, oh, you should.
I grew up
bro.
like very like evangelical, militant Christian. like
explain to the viewers.
So like I was the kid, dude, speaking in tongues, praying over people.
Yes.
We got extra credit, so I went to a church school. It was K through 12 in the basement of the church, which was like, the second church that Amy Sepple McPherson built, if you know who she is. Just like fanatic, borderline Westboro type people.
Okay, gotcha.
Like this close to God hates fags, but not quite there, right? So like we got extra credit in high school for going to the promenade and grabbing the bullhorn and fucking preaching at people.
No, dude, that's hardcore.
Extra credit,
That's
like
super.
you'll get an A in fucking math if you go out and do street preaching for an hour on Friday night.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like, I always had a problem. Like, I accepted it, but always had a problem with like. They loved telling us how great America was and freedom and personal choice and this and that, and then coupled it with that.
Right.
And I was like,
but you gotta do this.
I was like, no. I was like, we're fucking like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, you can do whatever you want.
Who
and it was
instilled that
always
in
a
you?
point of contention with me, where it was like, hey, if you want to live like that, fucking do it.
Let me ask you
like,
this.
I was happy for them.
Who instilled that in you? Your parents or your grandparents?
Neither. It was the school. So
Okay.
my parents weren't actually like that. My parents were
Right.
pretty like middle of the road. They're both therapists. They're
Right.
marriage and family therapists. So they're like fairly good heads on their shoulders. Like they would steer me in the right direction. But all my friends went there. All my friends went to the church, the school.
Right.
I was there for fucking 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was like I was drawn there. Like that's
the majority
what my life
of your day
was, right? So
after you woke up,
and it was always like this thing, like no, like this isn't like who the fuck am I to? You know, they want to say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged."
Right.
But they do the opposite.
But they judge everybody, and I'm like, who the fuck am I?
Everybody
the biggest
on
bullshit.
planet.
And that was my big thing. Was like, who the fuck am I to tell anybody to live their life a certain way?
Right.
And that's like what I've carried through life, aside from religion, aside from everything. It's like, bro, live your as long as it's not impeding on somebody else's safety, health, whatever.
Right.
Fucking do you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You want to pray for me? Go. Okay.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna pray with you. Like I'm gonna be good to you. You're gonna come to my house. I'll give you a
Even
beer.
hey, you want to?
I'm gonna treat you like a human being.
You want to pray to Satan for me?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Go for
Fine,
it.
go for
Knock
it.
yourself out.
And now, like, past, you know, when I became an adult and started studying different religions and, like, going outside the box, it's like, oh, I was right this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, everybody has a different worldview and they're all kind of from the same place and everybody started at this point. And it's like, cool, man.
But
fucking, let's go.
But the point of the story is, for the majority of people, no matter what your belief is, we're going to all go downstairs when the COVID's over and drink a beer together and get along.
For 100%.
Right?
Should be able to.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
100%.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Right? No one hates on each other.
And hopefully this whole thing has like reset. I feel like it's a good reset just
100%.
for humanity.
Just Mother Nature, reset for humanity.
Letting go of like, oh, fuck,
you think
I didn't have to be
you
consumed.
think COVID's going to do that, or this is going to actually do that? Like when we go
That's
out,
my hope.
We're going to be a lot nicer to each other.
As an optimist,
No.
Oh fuck no.
No.
Because
Well,
right
that's
now,
No.
because
That's what
right
you're
now.
saying.
But I think it'll put shit in perspective.
Yeah.
It'll put shit in perspective. People are still gonna be like, "Why the fuck are you dumb?" Like I see people. The people in my neighborhood are just walking in the middle of the street. It's
Right.
like, oh, you got to be socially distant.
No,
It's like,
no.
oh, get hit by a car instead. Like,
What COVID did is expose us, America. Exposed you as a human being. That's what I really felt it did. It exposed us.
Right.
It taught you.
In what way, Joe?
to yourself, if no one else.
Oh, for me, it taught me. You know, hey, if we all individuals here in America don't want to work, the government's gonna fucking pay our shit.
You think so? I don't think it's enough. I don't think
No,
that.
if we don't wanna work.
It's definitely not enough.
But not if we don't want to work. No, that's the difference.
It just showed. It just showed.
Here's what I think, though. I think it goes back to getting votes, right? I think. I think they're doing that to get votes. I think
100%.
the Democratic Party, well, actually, every party does this, right? They hide a bunch of other stuff inside of whatever plan they have, right?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna try to pass this bill.
Yep.
It's only for you guys. We're only looking out for your best interest,
For sure.
which is not the case.
No.
Because if you so then why is it 300 pages long?
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
It only needs
Hey,
to be
we want to give the people $1,200.
legit. It could be a paragraph long.
Also,
For
we're
sure.
gonna start
Right?
fracking.
But
Also,
it's 300, but it's always 300 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give everybody $1,200 as a stimulus, it could literally be a paragraph long.
No, 3 sentences.
paragraph.
Yeah,
You're getting 1,200. You don't have to
Well, it
worry
has to
about
have an intro, a body, and a conclusion.
For sure. Okay,
Okay,
fine.
so that's why I said
hey, let's go back to 6th grade grammar.
But why is it 300 pages long every fucking time?
Yeah.
Oh, because we gotta pay
we gotta
the
put
what
this
library
and this
or
and
whatever
this
fucking
and
church.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? We
Totally.
gotta give them
No.
what? For what?
Yeah.
Right? So, but here's the thing. You said that it made you, it opened your eyes, or it
Correct.
In what way now? Did you say it one more time?
Well, it.
That you said that the government will just throw stuff at you.
Yeah, that's just one element. But also, I look at it as, Earth. Like, I come out, there's no fucking traffic.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I live in downtown for 9 years.
Right.
No fucking traffic.
Wild, right?
Like, we can go anywhere.
Wild.
And this is the real LA. We can go to the beach, freaking.
Dude, it took
15
me-
minutes.
it
This
took
should
me-
have been before all the
Correct.
before all the transplants came.
Correct.
It took me an fucking.
Are you a transplant, Joe?
I'm not.
No,
Okay,
he's
good. Are
from
you
here,
transplant?
dude. Fuck
okay,
no,
good. Just making
dude.
sure I don't want to
Okay.
offend
No,
either two of you.
Yeah, we're not trying to offend nobody.
Dude, it took me an actual 30 minutes to get here from Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Which is unheard. Friday night, I left at 6:45 from
Right.
Santa Monica. It should have taken me an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go,
And-
COVID.
Yeah. Let's go COVID.
Let's go, COVID.
And to be fair, the freaking air is better.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can walk out. It's chill.
Right. You
And-
can breathe.
and then that's just one part of it. But also, I was telling other people. I was saying, listen.
I don't have to look at people in the face anymore. I don't have to deal with people.
Well, that goes back to like people not being chill with each other, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Everyone's like, relax, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But check this out.
That's the problem. You're like, I don't want to go out. The best part of it. I don't want to deal with people.
COVID is my new religion.
No, the best part of it, it's either gonna bring the best out of you or the worst, right?
Right.
For Jamie, before all this happened, he called me and he's like, "Yo, dude, I need your help. I want to do this podcast." I'm like, "What the fuck?" He's like, and then he sits down and he just opens up. He says,
"Gives you
something I've been wanting to do." I said, "Bro, now it's the time to do it because we have nothing else to do."
Right.
And here we are. That I feel like is happening.
Correct.
Right. Where people are like, "Well, fuck, I wanted to do this all the time."
I got time. And I was telling Jamie, to be fair, I said, "Look, man, we're never gonna have this time again where me and you 3 months in, really chilling, don't really have to worry about nothing because it's off my hands.
Right.
The government wants to shut it down. You better pay my bills if you want me to stay inside. But aside from that, dude, we're not gonna have this free vacation.
Right, but they're not really paying anybody's bills.
No,
$1,200 doesn't do nothing.
Fuck no.
That's a drop in the bucket, right?
I'd rather have you spin my face because I think that feels better.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The thing is, there's, like, I mean, let's not get too deep into it, but like, what did they say? Just in LA, over 100,000 businesses are gonna be out of business. So you're gonna walk by and like every 1 out of 5 businesses are gonna be shut down. It's gonna be closed, right?
Sad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already 46 million people in the country out of work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We can do better, man.
That's what
I love this country.
I
might talk shit, but I love this country, man.
I think once. And that's why the people are fighting back. They're just like, dude, like that guy's Jim, right? Like that. Nick,
man.
I can't even pronounce his last name.
Whatever his
right?
name is.
Yeah, like he opened his gym back up, and they try to arrest him. They try to cite him.
They tried to ticket him. They tried to.
Yeah.
And it's like, but what the fuck are we doing?
But he balanced his books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well enough that he could be okay with it. But he was opening it for morale for people. People are like losing their minds and shit, right? So like, the government is giving you a $1,200 check, but they're not gonna support you when you're like, I'm out of business.
Yeah.
Because my landlord doesn't give a shit.
No.
About the $1,200 check, right?
No, he doesn't.
So what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
Or my landlord was mandated by the county or the state or whatever to not charge me rent and to make it a back pay thing.
Dude, you want to know what's funny?
Or 3 months or whatever it is. And now I have to back pay all that rent.
You have to back pay it, or you're out.
And it's like,
exactly. You have to drive all that revenue just to
Check this out.
Right? It doesn't make sense.
To this day, I still haven't got my stimulus. EDD, I haven't heard from them. I don't even know how to contact these guys.
Well, they're the same thing as everybody else. There's like 3 people in the office.
Exactly.
Because they're practicing the same thing everybody else is.
My roommate works for workers' comp. He works for the state for the workers' comp department. Today, he worked for EDD because he got an email. Oh, we're short-staffed. Right. We can't handle. There's so much stuff coming in. We can't handle it. We're going to pull people from other departments who have no idea what the fuck they're doing here, and we're going to put them to work.
Yeah.
Because, hey, they're a government employee. So it's like, oh, I'm going to take this fucking Marine grunt and throw him in S1 admin and have him sit at the computer and run people's payroll.
And type.
Because, fuck it, hey, he's a Marine.
Right.
We're all Marines, so sit on the chair and fucking go.
Here's his computer.
Cool.
Press enter in space.
So yeah, good luck getting your EDD, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it, dude.
My dumbass roommate's the one in charge of it.
No, I'm not gonna get it, dude. Because it's all messed up. Look, talking about our government sector. If you go to like Japan, when you go to like a post office, if there's 10 windows, there's 10 people working.
Right.
You go to the bank.
They're all sitting there.
If there's 5 windows, there's 5 tellers working. In our freaking
even
country,
if the line is not long enough to
they're
compensate
working.
for those 5
They're working. You go to the fucking DMV. Holy shit.
Anyway, go to the supermarket.
No. The best time to go to DMV is like around 4:30 before it closes at 5. Man. These motherfuckers come out of the woodwork. I'm like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
When I was here an hour ago.
Well, that is because of the system. There's a lot of reasons, right? Number one is like they all have to take their mandatory breaks, right? They're 2 15-minute breaks and they're half-an-hour lunches, et cetera, right? On top of that is that California used to be an employer state, which means like, if I want to fire you, because you're not performing. I'm just going to tell you, you're not performing. You're fired. See you later.
No questions asked?
No questions asked.
Oh, shit.
No questions asked.
But now we're a right to work state.
Right. It's been, and even if they say it's still employer, it's not, right? Because it's definitely gone for the employer at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've gotten, and not to disclose a bunch of information, but as Draken, as a company, we've gotten a couple lawsuits, right? Because we fired somebody and they feel like they were terminated under whatever reason. It was unfair, right?
Correct.
So now it just gets to
even
the
though
point
you signed a fucking contract that says you're an at-will employee and we can fire you at any time.
right.
For
Yeah.
any
No,
reason.
that doesn't. That literally holds no
weight.
firm ground.
Yeah.
Right.
Who
In
cares?
the court of law now.
Who cares about
no
signing
ground.
official documents? Who cares?
There's no grounds anymore now.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't hold any ground. Right.
Yeah.
So that translates to the state employees too. Right. So if they go, hey, I need a break. I'm stressed out from all these people giving me a hard time. People yelling at me. What do you think their boss is going to do? They don't want to get a complaint.
Oh, 100%.
Right? They don't want to get a human resource complaint.
100%.
So go take a 30-minute break.
Yeah.
What do? They go get on their phone. They go to eat Taco Bell. Whatever they do.
Do the shit they were going to do anyway.
Right. And then they come back to the desk. And that translates across the board. Not only state employees, but statewide to private entities, state entities, everything. Right? And that's just where we're at now. Right? If a guy goes,
I'm so
you
different,
hurt
man.
my feelings.
I'm so different.
Sorry,
I think the opposite. I'm like, look, there's 50 people. Let's get them all out. Then we can all chill.
Well, with the DMV, it's a little different.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Those 50 people are done. Another 300 are coming, right?
Yeah,
For
exactly.
some reason, the DMV,
And they're all Hispanics. I don't know. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying what I see.
And because I think the white people, right, and Tyler can correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay,
they
go
do
ahead.
the majority of the stuff online or they make an appointment. Right?
Correct. That's correct.
And the Hispanics are old school. They're like,
Correct.
I want to see a person face to face.
I want to sign something, and
Yes,
you're
I
watching
want
me
this
sign.
person to tell me exactly what I need to do, and I want to get it right, and I want to sign it, and I want to pay the fee in person, so that no one
Cash.
can ever,
Cash.
so no one can ever say that I did
Hey,
anything
see,
wrong.
but I'm on board with that because of the Jew side. So it's not just the white.
Right.
I got the Jew,
Well,
so
you
I'm
get what
like,
I'm saying, right?
dude, I get paid. I'm like, give me that fucking physical check. motherfucker. Like, I want to hold that shit in my hand. Oh, thank you for my tax return that came in the mail 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I need.
So I think that's an old school. That's not necessarily an old school thing. It's just because that could be me too.
Yeah.
For particular things,
Yeah.
I want to go down there in person.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the person. I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I'm hearing it from the horse's mouth, right?
Correct.
So I do that on some things. Some things I'll just order online. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. If it works out, it works out, right? So I think that's the mentality behind this. All the Hispanics at the DMV, they're like, no, I want this person to tell me.
Yeah.
And I want to pay, and then be like, this is what I got.
Dude, I used to work
I got
at
a fucking face to it now,
Got it,
too.
yeah. No one can take this away from me. I got it. So and so gave it to me.
I used to work at T-Mobile in one of our stores in Panorama City. Their cash intake is absurd, man. They would have like a weekend. They would have like 75,000 in cash.
Panorama City, you said?
Yeah, Panorama
Oh,
City
yeah,
Mall.
yeah.
Because Hispanics, man, they're old school, like
What's
you said.
Right.
They
what's
want
the
to pay
exact
to
address?
somebody,
Right.
and then they'll look at your name, Joe.
Yeah.
I paid to Joe.
And then it's done.
It's done.
It's done. Yeah.
When did they do their bank drops?
Shoot. So on the weekend,
When did the armored cars
He's like,
come?
"Hey."
if you're gonna rob
So-
them, no. If you're gonna rob them, the weekend, man.
Yeah.
Because Friday,
Well, that's when
Saturday,
everybody's
Sunday,
off
no
of work. That's
Correct.
where they go.
And they have like, I don't know, at that time, like 70,000
And
cash.
who has access to the safe?
So check this out. So I was in the military for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
But in 2000, I went into the National Guard, and then I got activated here and there, back to active duty, right? Right. However, in 2000, I got a job with 99 cents only stores, right?
Yeah.
And I became the manager of investigations, loss prevention for the entire corporate office, which means all 250 stores, right? So the Vegas stores, you think 99 cent stores, they can't make that much money. You think the Vegas stores, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 on the weekend, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, and they would get robbed. Right? Yeah. So if you're like legit, dude, right? And so
Well, we had homeboy. I forgot what security company, but he was in the front door.
oh, so you guys had an
Yes.
armed security. Yeah.
We had to,
Yeah,
dude.
but see, so what I did at 99 cent store back then was we did have security, but it would depend on the frequency of things, whether it be armed or not, budget, et cetera, et cetera. So we had a budget, right? And so I would go and I'd fill out a survey, basically, right? So risk mitigation, right? So you'd be like, okay, how much foot traffic, how much cash are they dealing with, et cetera, et cetera. Can we afford to have a security officer here with either armed or not physical security? So then that would decide whether we placed physical security, do we have CCTV, etc., at certain locations.
Yeah.
So back then, we probably only had, out of 250 stores, we only had maybe 30 locations with armed security.
Yeah.
Because the risk was, the risk versus the reward, they just didn't want to pay the bills, right? They're like, well, is it worth it to have the security? And at this point, you're just looking at revenue and your margin, right?
Correct.
Which is, I'm not going to blame anybody for that, right?
Yeah.
Because
if I'm getting 40 stolen and I'm spending 50, why the fuck do I have security?
yeah, and you're going to make 200 in a week.
Yeah.
200 grand in a week.
Correct.
You'd be surprised how much those stores make, right?
Oh, I'm not surprised
I'm
at
not
all,
surprised
dude.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime I go to the 99-cent store just for a fucking candy and bullshit.
You're spending $20.
I spend $25. Yeah.
But that's how they see it.
So it's and there's people that go there for their groceries every
Right.
week. There's people that go there for whatever cleaning supplies and this.
Everything.
They're making fucking money.
There's people that shop there regularly like it's a grocery store.
and they're everywhere.
Because they have hot dog, they have sell whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods.
So
they're fucking all over
the
the
99
place.
cents only store is just like any other company. They have buyers and sellers, and they go there and buy produce and stuff like that. One time I caught a store manager, right? He was taking the pallets of whatever, right? Eggs and fucking hot dogs and wieners or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And he would go to the local 7-Eleven and sell it all to the 7-Eleven manager, right? And then just make a bunch of cash on the side.
Oh, just on his fell off the truck.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well,
We didn't get that. We only got 49 boxes.
So I
We
had to
didn't get
follow
50.
the truck. For this particular case, I had to follow the truck to see where it was coming off. There's a proper investigation, right? You have to see where it's coming off, right? So you have to follow it was all the way up in Reading, dude.
Damn.
Right? So I had to follow the truck all the way to Reading to see if any, because pallets do disappear.
Oh yeah.
Right, so you have what's railroad ties or whatever. They have numbers on them, serial numbers on them.
Yeah.
So if they're broken, then you can tell whatever the case may be. So you want to follow. You have to follow that truck, and they get a new railroad tie every time they make a drop, and then pick up a new one. They get a new railroad tie. So then you have to follow. You have to see where you're losing, right?
Yeah.
So we followed all to the store, and the manager there was totally just whatever he was picking and choosing, even socks, random stuff like socks and underwear, random stuff, dude, and going around the neighborhood and selling it to the local place and making cash off of it. Yeah, and you have to trace it. You have to trace where the loss is coming from.
So how did that start? Where did they notice that they were
usually
missing
sales
money?
audit.
Okay.
Usually sales audit because they know exactly what the inventory should be. They know what the sales should be. They know that something's missing, and
Right.
so I had a guy.
And so if you're a good manager, you know how often they do those sales audits. You're only going to do it for.
So the sales audit was located at corporate office, and they were consistently doing
they
it.
just did it.
Every store, dude.
Okay.
Every store. So there was this guy, super fucking smart, right? We're talking about borderline autistic, right? This guy was like,
oh, these numbers don't match. Right?
yeah, exactly. When I
Vince,
first came
Vince,
in,
I need you.
Yeah, when I first came into the place, his last name was Lopez, his first name was Art, and he's super intelligent, right? He moved to Arizona, but he would come and be like, "Hey, I need to know when I first got to 99 cent Sony stores." He was like, "I need to know if you can understand this and you can actually work it, right?" And I was like, "Okay, throw it at me, right?"
Yeah.
And so then after that, we created a great working relationship because he'd be like, "Here, check this out." He'd explain to me the numbers, and it goes way into more detail, but he'd be like, "You think you got this?" I'm like, "All right, I got it, dude."
Yeah.
And then, cashiers not doing their drops or
skimming.
Back in the day, they used to skim. They used to put paper clips, right, for every $10. They used to skim on top of the register, right, and then they do it. And at the end of the day, if they had $100, they take $100 out of the register before they got counted out, right? Because the head cashier would have to count out a regular cashier, right? And so then they take it out before that, and then so then
their number would
their
be
drawer would be balanced, right?
Yeah.
So what we instilled back in the day when I was there, way back in the day, is if you go to 9-cent store now, you hear the bing, bing, bing every time you do that. Before that, they weren't scanning stuff, so they just be like, oh, 10, and then unless the person asked for the receipt, then they would bring it up. So they would literally just not ring up 10 items. And then ask the person for the money. Boom, take the cash. They're like, I know that's $10. Put the paperclip on the register. And then later on, when they got to 100 or whatever they got they take that out of the register. Yeah, they were smart, dude. They were smart, and it was like a consistent battle, dude.
Hey, that's that criminal brain, dude.
Yeah,
that's that criminal brain. They're fucking smart, dude.
But anyways, long story short, in Vegas we caught district managers. This is back before cell phones. sharing information. This is like back with Nextels, right?
Yeah.
Vegas, the district managers, give it like 6 months, bro, and they would like steal money because they all have gambling problems, right?
Yeah.
So they would go to, let's say you had a bill to your van because they used to always drive a van around.
Yeah.
That they were assigned, they had to pay the registration, etc. So let's say the registration was $350. Let's say they had 9 stores in their region, right? They'd go and take the receipt to every store, right? Because the stores wouldn't communicate with each other, and then they'd pay one, right? But then 350 times 9, then they take the rest of the cash out of the safe and they keep it, and then they go pay their gambling debts and stuff like that. So we'd catch.
Well, to be fair, and this happened with T-Mobile too. When you're in management and they finally teach you the ins and outs, you're gonna find some fucking
easy ways.
loophole.
Easy ways.
You're gonna find, and then they'll start skimming slowly.
Right.
But what I experienced is when the manager got caught, it's because he got too fucking greedy.
Of course, always.
Dude, they've been telling him.
You could have done little times. You got away with
smart
it.
Once in 3 months, no big deal. But he got greedy, dude.
Accounts receivable and sales audit. Those are the people that always catch things. Dude.
And it was scary, man, because we were at a meeting, and then like cops came in, started arresting. I'm like, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm like, what the fuck did you do, man?
Yeah.
Come
embezzlement. On. Depending on how much money it is, turns into embezzlement.
And this was a sharp motherfucker, but he got greedy.
Well, he was sharp, and
he was sharp.
He
was too sharp.
Yeah, exactly.
He was too sharp.
He wasn't that sharp.
Yeah, too sharp.
He understood. He understood the position he was in.
Yeah.
And decided to take advantage of it.
Yeah, man.
And fucking bit him in the
Because the side money was better than the salary.
Happens.
Yeah, cash, bro. You don't have to report that.
Yeah. Amen.
I'll drink to that any
Anyway,
day.
salute to that, guys.
Salud.
Cheers.
But guys,
hey, you want to split this?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm on. Yeah.
So we're running out of time, but I want to thank Vince, Tyler, man, such a good episode. And this first episode without Jamie,
right?
And it's fun, man. I don't know when you guys gonna do it again, but I'm always game for this.
Well, I'm planning to do it every Friday,
dude. I love it.
So yeah,
right. I'll be here whenever.
Look, this is the Friday crew at the nighttime, and the nighttime's always better for me, man.
Yeah.
As long as it's nighttime, I work all fucking day.
I told Jamie, dude, when COVID's over, come here, do the podcast. Walk downstairs, go downtown, drink the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Uber home.
Hell yeah.
But before I close this segment of episode 5 or 4?
4?
I forget.
4?
I lose count. Everybody that's listening in, if you have comments, you want to ask Vince, Tyler, anything, these are the Friday night crew, man. We're gonna answer any questions, and we want to thank everyone tuning in.
Nothing is off limits.
Nothing's off limits.
And we'll just give our opinions based on our life experience.
And if you get offended, you can go after yourself, because we're not here for that.
Sorry, dude.
You know, we want to we want to spread some knowledge.
Yeah. But everything is based off of our life experiences.
For sure.
Our training, our professional life experiences.
Correct.
And that's it, dude. Like, we offend you. I'm sorry.
Sorry in advance.
I'm not gonna look at the comments like I told you earlier before this conversation. I'm not gonna read the comments.
No, man.
Go comment on someone else's page.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be honest, and that's it. That's all we can do.
Exactly.
Right. All right, guys. We're tuning out. Over and out.